reporter Jussie Smollett has been found guilty on 5 counts of felony disorderly conduct by a Chicago jury for making false reports to police that he was the victim of a hate crime in January of 2019. Smollett was also acquitted on 1 count of felony disorderly conduct. Joining us now with reaction is the host of Rubin Report, Dave Rubin, and host of the Liz Wheeler Show. Liz Wheeler, Dave, Liz, welcome back to the show.
Good to be with you guys.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right, Dave, I'm going to start with you because I just saw what you tweeted out. And it's interesting to see how the left embraced this story originally when it happened. And now we're seeing what a jury has said, what the police have said, come out and said this was all fabricated.
Guys, I'll read them to you real quick. 4 tweets: Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, AOC, and Bernie Sanders. Here's Joe Biden just under 3 years ago when this happened. What happened today to Jussie Smollett must never be tolerated in this country. We must stand up and demand that we no longer give this hate safe harbor, that homophobia and racism have no place on our streets or in our hearts. We are with you, Jussie. AOC, there is no such thing as, quote, racially charged. This attack was not, quote, possibly homophobic. It was racist and a homophobic attack. If you don't like what's happening in this country, then work to change it. It's no one's job to water down or sugarcoat the rise of hate crimes. Bernie Sanders, the racist and homophobic attack on Jussie Smollett is a horrific instance of the surging hostility towards minorities around the country. We must come together to eradicate all forms of bigotry and violence. And my personal favorite, Kamala Harris, Jussie Smollett is one of the kindest, most gentle human beings I know. I'm praying for his quick recovery. This was an attempted modern-day lynching. No one should have to fear for their life because of their sexuality or the color of their skin. We must confront this hate. Look, these people find racism everywhere except where it really is. This thing was a hoax. We all knew it was a hoax from the beginning. None of these tweets have been deleted. And this is their plan. Just make everyone else feel like you're racist and awful while they just attain power. And we just no longer can play the game if we're going to save this country.
Liz, it is interesting to see how people are so quick to jump on a story, but they're not quick to say anything when justice has been served.
No, I mean, you're
Liz?
correct. If I'm not mistaken, Joe Biden still has that tweet active on his Twitter account. And Lindsay, I just want to say, you know, from the outset of this, that I'm so glad that Jussie Smollett's attacker has been caught and convicted. The streets of downtown Chicago at 2 a.m. or mega country, as they're known, are so much safer for having served justice to the person that staged this attack, wearing a MAGA hat with pale, possibly white skin, you know, shouting homophobic slurs and putting a fake noose around Jussie's neck because he's gay, because he's black. I mean, in all seriousness here, the biggest racist part of this hoax hate crime, I mean, this was obviously a fraud from the beginning. Anybody that has a shred of common sense knew that this was absurd. But the biggest racism, or the only racism really that existed here, was, you know, Black Lives Matter calling the trial in our criminal justice system white supremacy, or Jussie Smollett in the mainstream media and elected Democrats up to the current president of the United States trying to paint every Trump supporter in our country, half the nation, as being not just racist but violently racist. They believed this. They didn't investigate it all. They just believed it because they wanted to believe it. That's the racism that existed here, and they don't care about it.
All right, so Dave, you mentioned all the tweets: Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, et cetera. On the government side, you've got Don Lemon over at CNN texting with Jussie Smollett. You've got all these other folks in the media who have shown sympathy for him or, you know, took up his case. So to Liz's question and to the point that you brought up, what should they do? Should they delete the tweet? Should they come out with a statement and say we're wrong or justice? And I get what's not going to happen, but if you were advising them, what should they do because they were wrong in the first place?
Well, what should they do? And yes, it's not going to happen, obviously. What they should do is all 4 of the people that I just mentioned should give press conferences and say, we are sorry. We are sorry that our worldview is so toxic and it needs racism. It needs faux racism so badly. Otherwise, we can't get anyone to vote for us. We need half of the country to think that the other half of the country is coming for them because of their skin color or their gender or their sexuality or whatever it is. I mean, at this point, what else do these people have? we know that their policies don't work. And even though what we're talking about right now isn't purely Democrat versus Republican or purely political, it's like, why did they all jump to condemn America? Why did Biden, the president, the vice president, AOC, Bernie Sanders, these are not nobody politicians. Why did they see an instance like this that fit the narrative so perfectly and all use it to condemn the evil, racist, the United States of America? They're telling you what they believe. So I would love a mea culpa from all of them. And by the way, I would be the first one to show it on my show, and I know you guys would too, if they forthrightly gave press conferences tomorrow and said, hey, you know, maybe we did get a little lost in the narrative here, and we apologize for this, and, you know, we shouldn't jump to conclusions. But because they won't do it because they'll never be held to account. That's how it works.
But that's, and Liz, I wanted to ask you that. So they don't have to because the media was complicit in this. So Don Lemon is not going to cover Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders' tweets because it goes against what he was doing. So with the exception of Newsmax and the venues and the platforms that you guys have, no one in the mainstream media is going to talk about all this happened. Tomorrow morning, it's going to be like weather and traffic.
No, that's true, but that's why people watch your channel. That's why people watch Dave's show. That's why people watch my show, because they know that the mainstream media lies to them. They know that if they want to hear the truth, if they want to hear reality, if they want to just see the news. I mean, we're not even talking about political commentary all the time. Just see straight news, that they have to go to alternative media outlets because that's the world we live in. Fortunately, even on Twitter right now, I mean, Twitter is absolutely hilarious watching this unfold, as it should be. There's a lot of comments that are like, well, you know, you think he might be guilty, you think it's like I said, I'm just glad that Jussie Smollett's attacker is off the street. The streets are a lot safer. And I mean, this is truly justice that's been served. He hurt a lot of people, and I'm not joking right now. He hurt a lot of people. I mean, think about all the police resources that were used tracking down the truth that could have been used to track down the people that have been shot in Chicago. Think about his family, his reputation. Think about how he's hurt young people by setting a terrible example that, you know, he basically portrayed himself as being a victim. He thought that that's how you get ahead in his career. That's the message that he's sending to young actors, young men, young black men, young gay men. I mean, this is very toxic ideology, toxic behavior, and this is the radical left.
And guys, to Liz's point, it's not just all of that. It's also the fact that this was used as one of the fuels that fueled all of the race riots that we had going on in America for 2 years, right? I mean, it wasn't
and
just
it made MAGA supporters look bad.
That's unfortunate. Dave, good point. Liz, great to see you both. Thanks for being here.